Okay.
This thing is tough because it's on a grand strip. What? There you go, right there. That's him in the pits right there.
Oh, I see.
See him pulling back?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because he can't see. Oh, that's cool.
Okay, grab your checklist and just start reading and I'll explain.
All right, so here we go.
Yeah.
Chocks and tie downs are in place.
Okay, we don't have any chocks or tie downs because we're just sitting out here and we don't need them right now.
Okay, wings and fuselage are free of ice, snow, frost, and mud.
Well, it's not free of mud, but that's not enough mud to make a difference.
Okay. Here we go. And in the cabin, control wheel lock remove.
Okay, it has been removed. Now, take that out of there. That's a little, yeah.
Is that it?
How
Okay.
this thing goes, it goes over the key like that. There's a little hole in here.
Ah, gotcha. Okay.
And it keeps the controls from slopping in the wind.
Okay.
When this thing is unattended outside.
Got
so
it. Got
take
it.
That guy out.
All right.
Put him on your side. Okay.
All right. Let's see. Airworthiness certificate.
Okay. You got two documents. Pull them out there in that plastic bag.
This one right here? Or this
These
one?
things have to be on board, and you got to look. You got an airworthiness certificate, and you got a registration. And we have to register the airplanes after 9/11 every 3 years.
Okay.
So the first thing you do is look and see if your registration is any good.
Which it is, January 31st, 2017.
And this is your airworthiness certificate that was issued the day they built the airplane.
Gotcha.
So those two have to be in here.
Okay.
Protected. Stick them back in that little pouch there.
Was it this one or this one right here? Okay, got it. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. So registration we looked at. Radio, telephone license.
It doesn't have one, and you don't have to have one until you go outside of the country.
Okay. Operating limitations and placards.
All right, this is a big deal, and you got to have. That's why I gave you a copy of the manual.
Gotcha.
Because if I don't do that, people will come in here and take this manual home, and then we can't fly the airplane
Got
unless it's in here. Because it has two things. It has section 4, which are your operating limitations. Okay.
Okay.
See that right there, section 4.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is your weight, your current weight and balance, right there. All right. This was just done by Horizon Avionics, and what you want to make sure that document is in there. That's all.
Got it. Okay. So weight and balance here. That would be right there. So our weight and balance is right there.
Yep.
Okay. Fire extinguisher available in charge.
Okay, it should be in the corner back there. And check the chart right here in the back.
Oh yeah, right here.
See if it's in charge.
Yep, it is full. That's good. All right. Electrical equipment and radios are off.
Okay.
Ignition is off.
And your key is over here.
Keys always hangs.
Actually over here, this alternate static source, and I'll tell you why later on, but the key should be right there.
Okay. Master switch is
Avionics, make sure that's off right there. That's on. Make sure that it's off, and this is off also. They are. But this radio stack is getting taken out, and I'm putting a new stack in here, but I have to wait till the other one comes out with a new engine.
Gotcha. And those.
And you'll have a switch here. It's called a Radio Master. It will turn on all your radios. All you got to do is make sure that's off.
Gotcha. And right now we want it off before we turn it on. Is that right?
Because you can get a spike through these radios,
and
that's a
they'll pop it.
$16,000 radio.
Yeah.
And it'll fry it.
Okay. Master switch on.
All right. Put your master on there.
Which is these two right here, right?
Yep.
Okay. Master switch is on. Fuel gauges, check quantity.
Okay, they look like they're 3/4. That one's a little less than 3/4, and this one is 3/4. Fuel gauges are liars, so we have a stick, and we're going to make sure exactly how much fuel is in there. But we should have a little over half in that one. They carry 19 gallons usable, so we should have about a little over 10 gallons in this one, and about 12 or 13 gallons in that one.
Okay, sounds good. Flaps are, it says extend.
Okay, take that and push that all the way down.
And just hold it?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Now how do you know
That was
whether
Greg Shanks. We might not fly today because he said it's starting to rain big time.
Okay, okay.
That was that guy that was just here. Okay.
All right, so flaps are all the way down.
Flaps change the shape of the wing
Right.
and allow you to fly slower. That's what they do.
Gotcha.
They're no more complicated than that.
How can you tell with that particular switch whether you're at 10 degrees or 20 degrees or, oh, I see.
Right there.
So we're at 30 degrees all the way down. Okay.
It's actually at 40s. That thing is not accurate.
Okay.
It gives you a little indication. Of
Okay, got it. Master switch is off, so we're going to turn this back off, okay?
Yeah, because these little piss-willy batteries they have,
we don't want to burn them out.
Yeah, it'll be dead by the time we get around it.
So the only reason we turned that on was to be able to turn the flaps down and check our fuel gauges and stuff. Okay. Flight control is free and correct. You want me to do an up and a down and a back and a
forward?
And
it comes from the old days when they used to put wood chips in the flight controls to keep them from slopping around.
Okay.
And a lot of people didn't check them, and they get down to rotation speed, and the flight controls won't work. Had a lot of accidents like that.
Which we don't want.
No, we don't want any accidents.
All right, clean, no damage for the windows. Windows look.
That's as clean as they're going to get.
Okay.
That is very clean.
Okay.
For my windows.
All right, so now we're down to the outside.
Empennage.
Empennage.
Lot of the French almost beat the Wright brothers into the air.
That's right.
So this is, if you took a saw, you can start feeling it. You took a saw and cut this whole assembly off, that's called the empennage.
Okay.
From the tail all the way up to the front is called the fuselage, okay? So the empennage is the tail assembly. The fuselage is part of the empennage, but it extends all the way up to the
Gotcha,
engine.
so the empennage is just really from here.
Yeah.
Top
Take a saw and cut it all off, and you own an empennage.
Got it. Okay.
All right.
So we're gonna check the antennas first. Is that right?
What you do is right here.
Okay.
Let's check your two. Those are comm antennas, communication antennas. The little flat ones up there, those are GPS antennas. They're up on the top of the wing. And this is called an ELT, emergency locator transmitter. All right. That transmits a signal if you've gone down, or if you've had an accident, it goes off automatically. Those antennas are navigation antennas for your VOR.
Got it. All right. And we did, when it says check them, just to make sure that they're not damaged, and they're there. Okay. Good.
There's another one under there. That's for the DME. That's a DME antenna.
Okay.
That's just measuring equipment.
Okay.
This is a transponder antenna that tells the controllers where you are and what altitude you're at.
Got it. Okay. So the fuselage left side, check, just to make sure that everything looks.
Pop rivets. You're looking for pop rivets, wrinkled skin, something that indicates a real hard landing that the pilot just before you did.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Horizontal stabilizer check.
Here's your horizontal stabilizer, and it's got some mud on it. I'm gonna have to have Paul clean this thing up when we get back. Okay, horizontal stabilizer, just make sure it's there. Look up underneath it, make sure there's no damage, any punctures or anything like that. So that's a stabilizer, it's stable, okay?
Right.
This is not a stabilizer, this is an elevator, it moves.
Got it.
This is a vertical stabilizer, it's stable, it doesn't move. That's a rudder. So the examiner's gonna say, Dave, what's this thing? And you're going to tell him it's a horizontal stabilizer. What's this thing? That's an elevator.
Gotcha.
I mean, you can't believe it, guys. I don't know what that is.
Right, right. Okay. And we check both sides then?
Yep. We got a trim tab here.
Okay.
That's a trim tab. Okay. That's a four-man's autopilot.
Right.
All right. What's next after our vertical?
All right. Elevator and trim tab. We're good. Elevator. Do we touch it, move it, just to make sure it moves free?
Make sure it's freely.
Okay.
Make sure this rudder moves.
Yeah. Okay. Tie down, remove. We're not tied down. Okay.
Be right there, and you want to get that off of there.
Right.
Don't leave it on there, and then all of a sudden you want to taxi out. I've seen them pull the whole tail of an airplane off.
Oh wow.
A 310.
Oh really?
Yeah, pulled the whole tail off.
All right. Right side fuselage check. Good.
Okay. No problem. You know, obvious stuff, common sense stuff. If I can't show you any, wrinkled skin on this thing, but if a guy landed it real hard, it would probably wrinkle right in that area right there.
Right.
And I've seen it happen, so.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Right wing, flap, check for security.
Okay. What you want to do is make sure it's locked down. You can't pull it up.
Gotcha.
Because if this one's locked down, David, and that one's not, the airplane's going to roll.
It's going to roll right over, right. Which is why they wanted us to drop it down to 30 degrees, just to make sure we're checking it.
Exactly why you do it.
Fuel tank sump, drain.
Now hold on just a second, we got to get a key.
Okay.
Got to get a key. I got to get our little Tupperware. That's a fuel tester, a little sump tester.
Okay.
And that is graduated, has 19 gallons. That's what the tank holds. We're going to stick that down and we're going to see exactly how many gallons are in the tanks.
Got it.
You never believe the fuel gauges, they're liars.
Okay.
Alright, come around here. We take this and we get a little sample. That's all you need.
Okay, we're looking for water or?
Water, debris, anything in there, that's pretty clean. That is pretty clean.
Okay.
And we'll take that and I'll put that back in the tank too.
Okay.
There's a $50,000 fine in Florida and California for dumping that fuel on the deck, so get in the habit of not doing that.
Got it, okay.
Alright, what's next?
Alright, fuel tank sump, is that what that was? That's the drain? Okay, so tire and brake assembly, check. Tire,
gotta have some grooves on it. This one needs to be rotated, and it will. It's in a 100-hour inspection.
Got it.
Come down here and look at this. These are brake pads right in there.
Mm-hmm.
That's what gets compressed up against this rotor and stops the airplane. Make sure you have some pad in there. Make sure there's no hydraulic leaks down here. Watch your head.
Okay.
Get yourself a hat and wear it around these airplanes. Feel this thing right here? I just had my mechanic walk into that.
Oh no.
Serrated right here and up here. We had to take him to the hospital and get
Oh no.
Yeah. He's been around them forever. See that hat?
Yep.
Wear a hat.
That keeps you protected. Okay. Alright, so tire and brake assembly, flap, tracks, and actuator rod.
Okay. Actuator rod. That goes into a motor inside the wing, and that's what lowers it. These are flap tracks. Just make sure
they're clear and they look and they look fine. Okay. All right. And just make sure this is
the actuator rod. Just again, common sense stuff.
Okay. Aileron movement hing pins. Is that right?
Yeah. Hinge pins.
Oh.
Should be.
It may. Oh. Yep.
Does it have hinge on it?
Nope. Yep. It's hinge.
All right. What you do is go up in here. Now, don't ever put your finger up in here, because I watched a guy get his finger cut right to the bone on this. It's a meat cleaver.
Right.
All right. The guys were on the other side screwing around with it. Didn't see he had his finger up in there. Cut it right to the bone.
Okay.
All right. These are hinges up in there. Okay. And there's a little pin on there. Mm-hmm. Just make sure you got all those on there. And the actuator rod is there. It looks good. And it moves freely. That's what you're looking for.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right. And it's got a little pin. You can see it's curled over there at the end.
Yep, I see the pin.
Okay. All right. What's next?
All right. Let's see, wing tips and lights.
Wing tips. Make sure your light is there. He'll ask you what that's a night light. They're running lights just like a boat.
Right.
You got a green or a blue on this side. You got red on that side. You got a white in the back. He'll ask you what color that is when you're standing over by there. So it's red on the left, blue on the right.
Okay, got it.
And that's a strobe. That's a strobe.
And which is the one that you say you always keep on?
I always keep the strobes on.
Always keep the strobes on.
And that, see the red one on the top?
Yeah.
That's called the rotating beacon. You always keep that one on and this one on.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
All right, wing, check and clean.
Look down the leading edge, make sure you haven't hit something, hit a bird. It'll definitely
affect the way it flies, won't it? Okay.
Well, it'll dent the hell out of it too.
Okay. And is that just an air intake?
Yeah, that's an air intake.
Okay.
That's for the cabin. It's a cabin air intake.
Okay. Tie down. Remove the tie down if there's one in the front or the side, I guess. The side, the right side.
Right here.
Okay.
Right there.
Gotcha. Nothing here. Fuel quantity. Check visually.
Okay. What we're going to do, I'm going to go up. I'll do this side and I'll let you do the other side.
Okay.
I'll show you how to do it. Now, this is a cabin vent. That's an instrument vent.
Got it. For airspeed?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, the airspeed's on the other side.
Okay.
That just cools the instruments on the panel here.
Oh, okay,
gotcha. Because they run real hot.
Okay.
All right, what you do is take the cap off.
Mm-hmm.
You take this. Now, don't drop it in there because we won't be able to go flying if you do. You're going to stick it down to the bottom and you're going to put your hand over it. All right, and it shows 10 gallons. See that?
Yes. Yep, right to there.
All right. This one should have shown more. It was showing about 3/4. It should have shown about 13 gallons, but it shows you how bad these things are calibrated.
Gotcha.
Now, I'll tell you what, while I'm up here, I'm going to dump this in.
Okay. Oh, good idea. Yeah.
Okay, what's next?
All right, fuel cap, secure.
It is.
All right. Air vent, clear, which is
You got that for the cabin.
Got it.
Got that for the, that's a weep hole. Getting water in there.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of going into the instrument panel, it'll come out that little weep hole.
Gotcha. And once this clear, just visually check to make sure there's nothing impeding it. Okay. Nose section, instrument panel air vent clear, which is that. Cowling door open.
Here's your cowling door right here. There's two things in here. There is a dipstick, and you don't want to tighten up this thing too tight because we can't get it back off. See where it says don't over tighten it? All right, you got there. Now this oil is going to get changed tonight, but see the 6 right there, the 8?
Yeah, there's 6,
should be
8.
between 6 and 8. I'm not going to put another quart in there. It'll run on 2.5 without any damage. But I got to send a sample off tonight.
Okay.
And if I put another quart in
then it'll be a different sample.
Yeah, it'll dilute that sample.
Gotcha. So what was it, about 5? Is that where it was?
It was around 5 1/4.
5 1/4, okay.
And there's something else in here.
Okay.
There's a little strainer. Now watch down by your feet. See that?
Yep.
All right, that strains the low point in the fuel system, okay?
Okay.
And that cleans out that, there's a little thing called a gascolator, but it's really a little fuel filter, and that cleans it out. So put your hand in there and just pull that up. And you got to pull it up and push it down. It's not spring loaded. Put your hand in and to the left there.
Okay. All right. So push it down.
Pull it up.
Or just pull it out.
Yeah. There you go.
Got it.
Push it back.
Got it. Okay.
And we do that the first flight of the day. We
Okay.
don't do it every single time. Just the first flight of the day.
And that is fuel. That's just fuel from a low point, right?
That is fuel
And there's
from a
nothing wrong with that. No fines for that.
Yeah, they would be, but I haven't figured out how to do that yet.
Okay.
So in Florida, we don't test that.
We just don't test that. Okay. Fair enough.
What's next?
All right. Let's see. Cowling door secure, right?
Yes.
We good? Fuel strain. Okay, so we did the fuel strain pull, cowling door. Nose chock remove.
Okay, what we do is come down here, and you remove the nose chock, and you got a couple things down here. You got, this is called an oleo strut, O-L-E-O, and you want about 3 fingers on that, okay?
Okay.
About like that. It doesn't have to be that accurate. This is a shimmy dampener, keeps the nose wheel from shimmying. These are your nose wheel steering. That's when you're pushing the rudder pedals. That's what it's doing, steering this nose wheel.
Got it.
You look at this, it looks like it's inflated. It holds about 30 pounds. Take that, make sure your exhaust is not
loose.
loose.
Okay.
And that's about it.
Very good.